So, how do you know if you can trust someone on YouTube? It's actually pretty simple. One, they got silver, right? They got silver. Two, they're slick, or they're sharp, or they sound good, right? See, they got silk tie. And three, they call you friend or buddy. If they call you friend or buddy, then gosh darn, they are your friend or buddy. You combine all these things, and that's someone you can put all of your faith and trust into and do exactly what they say. And don't doubt them, believe every word, and so forth. So, that being said, this gold to silver ratio trade, it's executable. It was this morning, and I did a video, but I had to redo it because there's some technical thing that I think I had gotten wrong, and I'm back now. So this thing is like executable. Now, this trade is what I'm hearing from other traders, and if you're not a trader, or if you are, maybe this is all entertainment value. I'm telling you what some traders are doing so you can hear what they're saying, and of course I'm not telling you to do this yourself, but I'm kind of telling you what they're doing. So this trade is a weekly / even monthly trade. It's not a long-term trade. This trade that had been set up and it's being executed right now is a weekly to a monthly basis. So in a few weeks or even past a month, that's how long this trade will expire, and then it's done. And this kind of trade might not come up for months or even years. So a lot of these traders have trades like this. They have a whole series of them that they're waiting for. And I'm the kind of person where I don't want to day trade, right? If I want to make some extra money trading, I want to do a safe trade, which means that it's got kind of risk under control or risk management. You know what I'm saying, right? I don't want to like do a whole bunch of trades, but there are certain trades that have a good success rate that are not too complicated that sound appealing. For example, this trade, the last time it happened, Ernie Veritimos told me that $8,000 was turned into $15,000, right? So that's what he told me. And that's kind of who's talking to me about this trade. And as far as people on the internet go, it's kind of like I want to hear what they have to say. I look at their track record, and the last trade he gave me was the gold to gold miners trade, and that was a winner. And I made some money on it, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But of course, I realized that every trade you do like this, you could lose money, right? You don't expect to win. In your mind, prepare yourself for losing a few fiat bucks if the trade doesn't work. They don't always work. But if they do work, getting a few thousand extra bucks is pretty nice. And I'm not after getting rich trading, right? I'm not trying to, you know, bet the house trading. Most of my stuff, I don't want to like gamble like that. But if several times a year or something comes along, a trade that I can handle and I can know, I'm willing to take the risk. And that's kind of what's happening here. And as far as traders go, right there, I talk with many on YouTube. I follow several and so forth. And there are kind of two things about being a trader. There's knowledge and performance. There are a lot of guys who I see who have great knowledge, but they don't always have performance. Well, what's going on there? A lot of these guys create criteria. And often the criteria is pretty good if you can stick to it. But discipline is very hard to have when people are doing trading. They set up their criteria, and then what happens is they get greedy, or they let their emotions get in there, and they do the trade wrong, and despite having good criteria, they might actually lose money even though they had this great criteria and they couldn't follow it or something else. The second thing is clouded judgment. So you have someone with good criteria and someone who is disciplined, but what happens is when they go through a crisis or some kind of turmoil that's very emotional and powerful in their life, they'll keep trading, and then that will cause them to make a mistake to lose money. Or they won't be focused. So you might have someone who has the knowledge, but it doesn't always equate to performance. And that's very true with trading. And that's one of these big warnings I say for people who are interested in trading, is there are many things going on, and you see the statistics is that only, you know, I guess less than 20% make money. So that's kind of like my warning there. Now, for this gold to silver ratio trade, I mean, it does look pretty good for the odds and so forth, and I'm giving it a try in my trading account, but I'm not betting the house on it. I'm not betting actually most of my net worth, right? A lot of these trades, I bet less than $10,000. I'm willing to take a small loss. I'm not going to lose everything. But these are the kinds of things I'm doing, and I'm telling you this because I've kind of been... I dabble in this stuff and I try it, and I don't always tell people because it's like I feel like I'm cursing it by telling people. But I do get a lot of valuable input from people. So essentially, me, not a master trader, but I do exercise judgment. So I want to hear what a lot of these people say, look at their track record, and then utilize judgment to see what kind of advice I'm getting. I think that's why people like certain channels like this, is you want to hear someone's judgment. You've probably heard a lot of these things, and you want to hear someone else's take, especially if that person you thought was reliable. So thanks for watching.